Yeah, good morning guys, how you going? Day, I don't know, I think it's day 7 or something like that. Yeah, so this is going to be the next job. I'm going to have to take this thing off here. I'm going to source a drag link and the attachment to the outboard, which apparently may not be so simple. The boat dealer didn't stock any, so might have to order some new. Anyway, might go to a wrecking yard and have a look. There's a little bit to it, so I best get on with it, because some of this stuff looks a little bit technical. Yeah, so there's a 10-pin wiring loom. Hopefully the one that I've received is the same and will fit. It looks like it does. We'll just have to give it a go, and because these are all those little things that, you know, that sort of get you all completely undone. Yeah, these are the sort of things that, you know, that can get derail the whole job. Yeah, this company that I bought the control box off, you know, doesn't have apparently the best reputation, because I was actually thinking about getting hydraulic steering, but anyway, I go off the subject. I'll come back to that one. I will. Well, the good thing is I've just did a bit of a dry run on that, and yeah, it fits. So that's step number 1. Okay, then I'm going to have to dismantle the tiller arm. I'll have to disconnect the gear select and the accelerator select, and then after that I think it's pretty much of a clear run. I don't know how I'm going to get this cable out of here, because it does look like there's a bit of mucking around with that. Yeah, it's all pretty tight in there, but you know, in order to remove these cables, you've actually got to undo a couple of bolts, a couple of 10mm bolts there. I'll just show you if you can see that in there. And the handy thing is, because I was wondering how to get this big grommet out, and you know, that sort of thing in there that actually hooks into here holds that in as well. So wow, that's for once a nice bit of design there to make life easier for, you know, us mugs who are trying to do things ourselves. Wires. So there's a 4-pin over here, and on the new control box there is actually a 4-pin connection, which I'll have to run, you know, wires to the engine. There's one I don't really know what it is, but I'm going to assume that this little black one over there has got something to do with the RPM control. You know, that's sort of a feature of this tiller arm. So I still can't get these out here because they're being retained by something, and I just found a little bolt head underneath, so I'm going to try and take that off and see if that will release that clip that actually holds the throttle and gearbox cable in. So I did take that you know, bottom bolt out, and it still didn't, you know, just still didn't budge. So I'm inclined to think there must be something here that holds all of that in. So I'll try that, and I guess the next step is going to be to get on the computer and do a bit of googling. Anyway, yeah, such is life. But you know, I remember when I was converting the Angler Pro tiller steer 40 horsepower 2-stroke Suzuki, I actually left a tiller arm on there because it was just small, and you know, I just disconnected the the throttle cable, and you know, and of course the gear linkages that were, I believe, were on the side of the motor. Yeah, this is all more complicated. It's got all these electrics in it because of this multifunction, you know, sort of tiller arm. I'll just see how I go with all of this. You know, have to learn sometime, don't you? Okay, so I spied on Mr. Google that I think that black rubber on there has got to come off, and there's a bolt behind it to release the clip on the back. So I may not have had to take those other two out, but that's all right. Yeah, so that's the cover, the rubber cover. So that did have to come off, and yeah, and there is definitely a bolt right there, if you can see that. And incidentally, also, while trying to take this out, actually move your tiller arm back. So there's that retainer. I'll have to remember that when I put the new ones in. Okay, so all of these now are actually disconnected and free. So what I'll have to do now is actually unbolt the actual tiller arm assembly, and see where we go from there. I've put that little nut, that little bolt back there, and the one that's underneath as well. And I've you know, got a little box together here just to keep all those bits and pieces together. And of course I had to lose one of these bloody pins down in the engine somewhere, so I'll have to source something else for that. Yeah, that was anyway, I guess really at the end of the day, if you follow your nose, you sort of get there in the end. I'm glad I'm filming this because when I put it all back together, I just got to remember where everything goes. Alright guys, that sort of concludes today's, because I didn't want to, you know, put all this stuff really in another really long one. This, you know, disconnecting all this stuff, tiller steer stuff from the outboard, I do believe is a very meaningful bit of knowledge. See what you reckon. Thanks for watching.